So, what makes a good love interest is the question. And I think there needs to be three actually separate things for a love interest to really ring true to a reader, at least in my opinion. The first is he needs to do something to capture her attention. Now, sometimes that could be something really heroic, something great that he's done. Other times it could be something really hideous that he's done either to her or a friend or somebody else that's caught her attention as well. And sometimes that actually makes for even the better story, because that initially then is going to set the tone of tension or conflict between the two. So then, of course, that makes for a more interesting love interest, because you never really know how it's going to turn out. How are they going to end up? Are they going to end up together? But sometimes you really don't want them to end up together, but still you can see the attraction, which is the second thing. In that, there needs to be some sense that she notices something about him, usually physically, that she finds attractive somehow, adding to the conflict. Because if he seems to be, this terribly hideous person, but she's noticed something about him that makes her think maybe he's got some redeeming qualities, then that again is going to add to that whole tension pattern. So that also, I think, really helps to make that love interest interesting, if that makes sense. And sometimes that's going to be something physical. Sometimes it may be something that he's said. Sometimes it may be something that else that she saw him do, but something that attracts her to him in a way that she wants to get to know him better. And then the third thing is, obviously, over the course of the story, there needs to be some character development, and in that, potential emotional development of the relationship between the love interest and the heroine. So they somehow grow closer. Now, even if she doesn't feel like they should be growing closer, again, this just makes for that really fun story. So I feel like there needs to be maybe something, either emotionally or physically, that the heroine finds attractive in that love interest. I feel like he initially has to do something to capture her attention more than just the standard average Joe on the street would. So there needs to be some sort of some initiating kind of factor. And then obviously then the emotional piece that comes after as they get to know each other. And it needs to feel authentic. It can't just be like, oh, she swooned over him, wow, he's gorgeous, fall in love, live happily ever after. I mean, there needs to be obviously be more than that as that emotional connection grows, and it needs to be pretty significant. So that's my sense of what makes a really good love interest.